Welcome back. You were talking about the CAPME Credit Advance Payment Initiative before we went to break. How does that work? Because, I mean, if it's been stopped, can they even rely on it now? Because now that this is coming through, they are saying, look, our income is going to be threatened. And so, hence, they are threatened to declare force majeure.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone. So, it's left for the government to say, okay, we want to reintroduce that. But at that time, the discos had the opportunity to open up the market, the military market, all right, so that the investors would be able to come in and help them out. But they wanted to have it all and hold on to that part of business that was not their obligation initially. And so therefore, the program died. You know, so it's not something it's something that they may want to work on.
What's the implication of them declaring the force majeure?
The implication is it's going to be a ripple effect on the economy first. The banks will suffer because the money will be lost. The
banks of the entire country?
Oh, I don't know where they got the money for the entire country, forever they got it.
Because are we still going to have power as much as we do now if 11 of those discos declare force majeure?
What will happen is we may not have power, all right? And yeah, it sounds very tragic, but you're going to see a good amount of ramping up.
Ramping up?
Ramping up in the sense that you're going to see players coming in the sector and supplying electricity.
You mean players were coming into the sector when knowing fully well the challenges that were faced with in the sector, as you do know, of course, the discos, when, as you said, that they didn't do their proper
due diligence.
Yeah,
they went in with empirical facts. So they did it in the, you know, like just paper and pen. Okay, I'm getting 20 megawatts, and I'm supplying just 13 or 12. So therefore, my technical losses are 8. No, you don't do that. You have to do a proper analysis of the whole sector. So they went in there, you know, like I said in the last interview, it's a jamboree. I mean, they just said it was going to be, you know, party as usual. But
what was the root of this problem that we have? Was it the privatization? Was it well done?
It was faulty. It was faulty. Let's call it spade a spade. It was very faulty, ab initio. And it's a result. I mean, it's just, one day the truth will be told.
When you say players will come in,
what
kind of players and where are they coming into?
They're going to come in. The sector will be open. So you have distribution companies. You have people that will come and say, okay, I'm going to take the fair share of the IEDN. That's the new independent electricity distribution network. I'm going to invest in there. Oh, you want to do Genco? Plug into my IEDN in this area, in this catchment area.
Why do they have to wait for force majeure to do that? Why can't they do it now?
I mean, the eligibility which has been declared, you know, which has been declared by the minister, is going to see that happen. And so the discos are already jittery. They're saying, hey, look guys, you're running out of the market.
Oh, so even though for now, the eligibility refers to, I think, yes, for the LPUs, but they can go to the Gencos. So you're saying that in addition to the Gencos, if the IED is also coming, this law can also work for them?
It could work for the discos. You know, they cannot be creative and say, okay, look, we need to invest in new infrastructure. They have the existing infrastructure. They're not investing in it. So you don't have meters. You don't have good transformers. There are a lot of things that's happening. When you see electricity that goes off, you know, in an area, it may not be the fault of the Genco. Talk about Benin Disco. They've been rejecting power. Benin Disco
do they actually reject power? Because I heard that too, but I can't remember which disco executive was speaking. Says no, we don't actually reject power. We do not have enough to distribute to our customers.
No,
you don't think that's the case?
No, because they don't have the ancillaries to distribute.
So they reject
themselves. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, in my area, I live in Lekki One. My house, the light went off for 3 days, and I called the PHCN guys. What's happening? The upriser, which is the connectivity from the lines, has been disconnected, and as a result of overload, it keeps blowing, tripping off. I'm telling you, look, you guys have overloaded this transformer. You need to buy another transformer because development is happening. Electricity is the bane of development in any country. I've never seen anywhere in the world where you can make more money than electricity.
But how does it work? I mean, on what basis will I reject a customer, hypothetically now, if I'm a disco and I know that this is how I need to make my money, if I'm being given, supplied maybe generating company is giving me a particular one and I know that I don't have that capacity, the right thing to do is invest in them and get more money. So why would I reject it?
Well, you're very right, but then the cost of investing is another thing that you have to look at. Is it not better for you to, I mean, I would like to save the name. I mean, some discos are even willing to pay the penalty rather than distribute.
But if I'm investing,
yeah.
You're investing, you've done the cost, your analysis, you know that, well, if I invest, I intend to make, of course, meet your expectations. So why would that? It appears to be basic.
Well, that's the common. I mean, it's a commonsensical thing to do, right? Why are they not doing it?
If you say that metering holds the key, why then don't we have those kind of policies that will compel a discos, for instance, to patronize only Nigerian manufacturers?
Well, it's that'll be very good. That'll be very good if you see that. But why can't the customers go directly to buy the meters according to specifications of the disco? Why must the disco be the one to distribute the meters?
Because I think the big challenge here is that even people who try to get these meters at the end of the day, they'll be told that it's, even though you buy it yourself, it's not your property anymore. It belongs to the the distribution companies.
Yeah,
that has been the argument.
Naturally, all right. If the discos are done their work properly, by now everybody will be metered and will be enjoying power. All right. But we're saying, what do we need to do to get out of this situation? All right. They don't have the money.
Okay, is it an interim solution you're looking at? Say, okay, individuals go out there, buy your meters for now, until such a time when the discos have the capacity to supply meters themselves?
No. I'm not. It's not something that's interim. Something that needs to be done to fast track, you know, the development in the sector. It's what needs to be done. It's not about just interim. It's like they're quick wins. I mean, I read an article earlier this year, quick win and short strategy to electricity improvement in Nigeria. So
it'll be interesting to see what happens. Who knows if the discos go to court? Well,
they will go to court. They will go to court. There'll be a lot of court cases. But let me tell you what,
it will stall.
The eligibility clause is not done. It's not everything. The government needs to have a framework in place. The NERC needs to enact the law. All right. To save the time in court. Yeah. But
okay.
It's a welcome development.
Well, I got that point then. In the days ahead, we'll get the discos here. They were supposed to be here, but there was a challenge. But they will be here next week, and let's get their perspective on why they're doing what they do. Onion Olajuwon is the CEO of Wavelength. Olajuwon, I beg your pardon, is the CEO of Wavelength Integrated Power Services Limited. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
and I wasn't rejecting that name, like the discos too. We're back in the moment. Join us again.